Is ILL. Sorry. ILL is a free service provided to Lehigh community members to obtain books, book chapters, and articles from other libraries. Material can be for research, personal, or leisure use. Like if you want to go to the beach on vacation and you want that summer read, we do have some books like from the New York Times bestseller list that you might want to pick up and be able to take along with you. It's all about what you need. Interlibrary Loan going global. It's a collaboration of a vast array of libraries from all over the world, from Germany to Australia to Canada to the United States, United Kingdom. We all deliver information to our library communities. And our goal is always to strive to fulfill Lehigh community research and personal informational needs. All staff, faculty, and students can use our ILL service. So even if you're not collectively a student or a researcher, you're just a staff member who works in another department, you can have the free use of using the ILL service. And the one thing we like to let everyone know is that the service is 100% free for you to use. It's not, doesn't cost you anything. And that's the one aspect of ILL that it is funded entirely by the university, and it's just like as if you were to go to your own public library and take a book out, it's for free. So we are hoping with and doing this workshop that you'll investigate us a little more and try us out. Where can you find ILL? It is available at library.lehigh.edu, and it is available from our homepage, which I'll demonstrate in a little bit where you can actually access it. In terms of PALSI and ILLiad, I already went through this a little bit, but PALSI is a smaller geographic region. It's for books only. It's usually quicker when filling a request because since it's in only the mid-Atlantic area, it usually sometimes it only takes 2 days to get here once the book is ordered. There's no renewals, but you do get it for, like I said, it's 100 days or essentially for the whole semester. That's why our students many a time like to take books out via PALSI because they can have them for the whole semester. So that's all that in a nutshell. ILLiad, on the other hand, is nationwide. It's across the country for both books and book chapters and journal articles. It's both print and digital. It's a little bit of a slower turnaround time, but it's usually pretty quick. We usually have service within, I'd say, 24 to 48 hours for articles, sometimes a little longer depending on the scarcity of the item. Usually for books, we get the things for about 4 to 6 weeks, and we can get renewals on them for a longer amount of time. So the loan time is a little shorter, but if it's something that's not available in PALSI, we have ILLiad available as an alternative. So with that, it's like PALSI or ILLiad, which one should I submit to a request to, and where should I start? Usually we recommend, if you only need a book, that you use PALSI because of the quicker turnaround time and because of the longer extension you have with the loan. However, if you cannot find what you need there, we then suggest that you use ILLiad, since there is a much broader audience and of choosing of where we can get your item from. In terms of pickup and delivery, everyone is able to pick up or return a book to Fairchild or Linderman libraries. We also offer curbside delivery, which is where, especially this was prevalent during the pandemic, since nobody was allowed to come into the libraries there for a little while, or people did not want to. So we offered where you can come to the library, you call the main number, and somebody will bring the books to the door or actually out to your car if you're at Fairchild, and deliver them to your car. We also offer staff and faculty only inter-office delivery through the campus mail. And we also offer home delivery via UPS. We just need your address and we will ship it to you for free with a return label at your request. That all you would have to do then to return it is just print it out and have the packaging materials to ship it back. And that's at no cost to you. Next, I think we're going to be doing the live demo, and I'll start with sorry, let me make this a little smaller so I can get my screen here. So if you go to the library homepage, which actually, if I just go to lehigh.edu, so we can start from there, because I know some people don't even know where to find the library homepage. So you're basically at your inside Lehigh page where you find your email. If you scroll all the way close to the bottom, you'll find library and technology over here in the left corner. And you click on libraries and it takes you to the homepage for the university libraries. Over here on the left side is a menu, and there is one that says interlibrary loan. So you click on that, and then it brings you to interlibrary loan, where it has your choices of either Palsy, Easy Borrow, or Iliad. In order for this to work, you will have to sign in with your Lehigh credentials for either one. For Palsy Easy Borrow, I'm already signed in, I believe, so it should, yeah, it takes you right into the Palsy Easy Borrow. And if I just want to say, look up, for example, Gone with the Wind, since I know I should be able to find it, for example, and then I find a whole listing of different books, and you can see that there's quite a few things to go through. So you might be here a little bit just until you figure out exactly which one you want. But I'm just going to go with, say, the motion picture lifetime thing. Well, that does not look to be available, so which that does happen. But you can also see that for here, this appears to be the book. It's at the California University out in the other side of Pennsylvania. So I'm going to click the request, and then this other little screen comes up. I have to log in with my home institution, which would be Lehigh. And then I have to sign in. Excuse me a moment, since we have the Duo. And then, as you can see, I'm signed in here. This has your account. I'm going to click on request again. Now it comes up with the actual request form. You can pick your location where you want it sent to, or if you want to have it delivered to your office, you can select the date that you might need it by. If you have chosen something that has multiple volumes, we ask that you specify if you only need one particular volume, like volume 3 of a certain set, or if you need all the volumes then we also ask that you specify that as well. And in the notes, you don't necessarily have to fill this out, but if there's something in particular about the request that or the book that you're looking for, maybe a particular edition or year that it was printed, we ask that you put it here. Many times there will be different editions that people don't necessarily want the newest edition, which is what sometimes you think when we're filling it that the person wants. They actually want an earlier edition because there might be a chapter that was excluded in the next latest book, and you'll find it that if you put that notation in there, we should be able to see if we can get that for you. And once you have put that information in, just this, we'll put, hey, I'm not worried about the volume or notes for Gone with the Wind. Confirm request. It then comes up to here and says Gone with the Wind, pickup location, Linderman Library. And that is your confirmation that the request was sent. It is then processed through the PALSI system. And once you have your request has been processed by another institution in terms of being able to fill it for us, you will receive an email once the book has come to us and we have processed it, and then you will be able to pick it up, or if it's being delivered, your email will let you know that it's arrived and what the current status of it is. Then I would like to go back to Iliad, which is here. And this, you have to, again, sign on with your Lehigh credentials. And as you can see, this has a bit of a different menu. Over here, we have the main menu. We have new requests. We have view, outstanding types of requests that you might have already placed. There are a few things here. If you're going to use interlibrary loan in terms of asking for a book for us to borrow for you, there's the book. If you just need a book chapter where we can scan a few chapters for you because you need it for a class, we can, or for your research, we can do that through this request here. Article would be for a journal article. One thing I did want to point out is that we also are able to get theses at times and conference papers. If you actually want a book for the library to be purchased, that we have it here in our collection and we currently do not have it, there's this little link here that says express purchase, and that is where you would request that type of request for the library. It's different than interlibrary loan. I just wanted to specify that a little bit. But for example, I'll go into here and for the book request. So now you see that it has this form. It does have a few fields that are have a red asterisk that would like for you to be filled out. Of course, the author and editor of a book. I'm going to do Gone with the Wind again. Margaret Mitchell. Gone with the Wind. And if you know some other information, like if you have the ISBN number, especially the one thing that is a little bit tricky with requesting books, we cannot usually get electronic books for interlibrary loan because the publishers do not allow for it. They are starting to, but it's usually only print books that we're able to get. And if you actually do want an electronic book edition, we highly suggest the express purchase. So that way you would have access to it, and so would many others here at Lehigh. However, going back to the book request, we have Gone with the Wind. We do have, if I need a certain publication, it was originally printed in 1939, but maybe there's a 50th or 60th anniversary update that was published in, say, 1999. I could put that here in terms of every print edition. I don't necessarily have to. It's just as long as we have the basic information, title, author, we can submit this down here and it will come up here in your list of outstanding requests, and you can actually see what the status is right here where it says awaiting request processing. As it goes through, it will say that it's been processed, that it's been shipped, that we received it. Once we have received it and processed it, you will receive an email notifying you that you can either come pick it up or that we have mailed it to your office if that's what you prefer, or if you also want something shipped to your home. If you're, sometimes we have some professors that like to work from home over the summer and still request items because they're doing research, and we will ship it to them via UPS, as mentioned before. So once that's done, this you could actually have a whole list here of 10, 20 interlibrary loan requests. We do have our what we call our frequent flyers. They do request a lot. And then we have some people that just request stuff once in a while. And we always have people that are new, that start out and have never used interlibrary loan before. And we are always looking to help you with your needs and do what we can to help you find what you're looking for. Sorry, let me see here. I closed my, yeah, there we go. So that was the live demo. I also wanted to let you know that once your request is submitted, it is looked at by a live staff member. And you can see here, we have many people on the team. Mark leads the team. We have Fisher, Meredith, Kathleen, Ricky, Hope, Diana, Tanya, and Alexis on the team, that they all work together to get you what you want. Some caveats to think about when you are requesting an interlibrary loan is that if we cannot get a renewal, we do have a workaround. We try to get you another copy, and we suggest that you keep the current one that you have until we get the second copy in, and then we do a little exchange with you. So then that way you're not missing out on having the item that you need for your research or that you're reading. There is a rule of in interlibrary loan land of no textbooks. So if you're a student, we do not usually get textbooks in for classes, because most libraries have a standard rule that the textbooks they have are for their own use in their own library for their own students, and they don't like to loan them out too often. Libraries cannot always loan newly published materials, especially if it's on the bestseller list and it's #1. They will have requests themselves, a long request list from their own faculty, students, staff members that are looking to use that book. So we do emphasize that although we can try to get a brand new item, we might not necessarily be able to. Some libraries do put a stipulation of 30 days. Some also do 2 to 3 months. So it just depends on what the title is. If we cannot get a brand new item or a particular book, perhaps it's in a reference collection or a special collections, we do ask if possible for us to get a 1 to 2 chapters copied for your use. So that way you can at least be able to see what is in the material, especially if it can't be loaned out. Other times, some places will loan out items, but it will say that it can be for in-library use only. There have been times where I have seen a request for a government document of some sort that from a state government that was only had maybe 5 copies made. So it's a rare item. They're willing to loan it to us, but it's for in-library use only. So in that case, we will get the item and we will notify the person that we can get it, but you have to come to the library and use it in person only. And we will be able to keep it on our shelf on hold for you for a small period of time for a few weeks, but each time you want to use it, you would have to actually come to the library to see it. The other thing to also consider is the copyright laws in other countries. Sometimes we do not get, especially like foreign language materials, journal articles here that we don't have in the United States. We send to European countries. One in particular that I use on a regular basis is Germany. Their rules for copyright is that they do not submit they do not make copies into a PDF and submit it electronically. However, they will make a static copy of the item and mail it to us via international mail, snail mail, for us to have the article. And that can take 3 weeks for it to come in the mail. And then once we get it, we send it to the person who requested it through interoffice mail, or ask them if they want to come pick it up. They can do that as well. So certain things like that can be have a workaround, but we also like to say, although we like to be quick about what we get, there are certain times some things are a little bit more difficult to get. And we ask for patience on the part of the other party. The key takeaways from all this is that ILL is a free service to the Lehigh community. It's often used for research needs, but can be also used for leisure and personal reading. It's a cooperative effort on a global scale, and people, not machines, process your requests. We look at them, and we're always happy to help. And with that, I would like to ask if you have any questions. You can ask them now or submit them in chat. I know this recording will be available later. And I'm hoping that gave you a little bit of information on interlibrary loan and that you'll use our service. Okay. We have a question. How do you cancel a request if you end up not needing the request? Well, there's a couple of ways. One, you can always contact the if you notice here, we have the questions you can submit to the general ILL email. You can submit a email asking for a certain item to be canceled. You can also cancel a request through Iliad. With Palsy, I'll be honest, we rarely have a request for that to be canceled. What can happen is if the item does come in and then you receive the email saying that it's here and you don't want it, you can contact us through email or calling us. You can call our the help desk. They can also transmit a message to us if necessary, if you're not sure quite where to reach out to. But the general NILL email and the phone number for the help desk for the circulation side, which is 610-758-4992. You can call and cancel through there. And we will send the item back and then let you know that we have canceled it. Hopefully that answers your question. However, if you do cancel something and then it comes in the meantime, we will contact you and let you know that it's here. And if you still decide that you don't want it, you can still cancel it, of course, and we'll just send it back. Because sometimes that happens where we process the item, the school's already filled it for the library, their library sending it to us, and then you decide, oh, I don't need it anyhow, and you contact us, but then the book comes in. So it's just a matter of in the cross wires. So we do have that happen upon occasion. And yes, we do borrow from public libraries, Bethlehem, Allentown, Easton Public Libraries, just for examples. We borrow from them. Anywhere from yes, we are able to borrow DVDs. Music, that can be touch and go. We have a music department here at Lehigh, and we do not lend out our music materials. However, other institutions may allow that. It depends. DVDs are another item that some allow it, some don't. We here at Lehigh have recently started letting our DVD collection go out through interlibrary loan. Previously, we had not. There's just been more of a demand for it, and with some things being scarce because of streaming, it's hard to find certain things. So we try to be accessible with that. Audiobooks, that there's two ways of looking at that. We can get audiobooks. We have done that. However, we also have a collection called Overdrive that you can access through Lehigh that allows you to try to see if we have an electronic book available. And so that might be one thing to look at. But if you're just looking for like an audio book in terms of CDs or tapes, as what they have been in the past, we have been able to get them in for you to use. I do not believe we're able to get any type of streaming audiobooks through interlibrary loan currently. That's something that's probably on the agenda down the pike. Are there any other questions? I think I have answered. Okay, well, we hope that you enjoyed the presentation, and I hope that you've been able to learn something here and that you are able to use it for the best of your abilities, and hope that you will also send some requests to the library for interlibrary loan and document delivery. With that, I am finished here, but I'll be willing to stay on if anybody else needs a more of a demonstration or questions.